Aidan Beamish, Pocket Rocket.
3 with UK Border Force, sitting in 5th currently.
Do up, is it not? It's not about this weekend.
Oh, can we start again? I'm Layla. Chief Ref?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Elodie Woods and I'm Border Rider.
I'm not doing this now. What was the question?
I'm Emily, I'm Rider.
Ryan Roberts, Border Rider for Tops and Tails and Black Dakotahs.
Yeah, well remembered.
Straight face.
Thomas.
Ross Tanner.
Well, now.
Yeah.
I'm Anita. I'm Jen. Dog's body, really. Wow.
Hi, I'm Reese Baker from Bruises Easily.
Sarah Ebbs, Rider for Pocket Rocket and Limited Edition.
Rachel Winston.
And chew us.
Hello.
Hello.
Lloyd Crab.
Cheese on my face. Have I got any cheese on my face?
Natalie Freeholds, Rider for UK Border Force.
I'm Ian Richards, I'm the rider for Top and Tail.
Can we start again?
Yeah.
Okay.
So where did you hear about horseboarding?
Probably about 4 years ago now. My stepmom heard about it and said, do you want to come along and give it a go? That's where it started.
Ross and Charlie turned up at a mountain centre. I saw it on Countryfile actually, no I didn't see it on Countryfile. I heard about it, I read about it in the Metro when I was living in London at the time. And then spoke to Charlie about...
Who laughed? I laughed.
Yeah, Charlie did not take it very seriously.
Well, I heard about it when I was actually at an event at Burley.
2 years ago at my yard. Well, I was in showing at Aquafest and I was a bit bored of it, and then I seen the horseboarding going on and got down, asked about it, see if I could get assessed, so interested, and then got assessed and started last year.
Bowood 2014, I was walking around, went for the day with Lily and seen it in the main arena. I actually was, well, as I got there, Anita came out and she was doing it, and I thought, I know Anita, I know where she works.
I heard about it at Aquafest. I used to Shetland Pony Grand National with Little Devils, and I saw them at Aquafest, really liked it. And
We started off with Levi pulling a sledge and a snowboard around in the snow at home, and someone messaged me on Facebook and said, do you know that's actually a sport? And sent me the details, and that's how I got involved.
It was a friend of mine from Consider It Done, who's still competing with me, put on Facebook who wants to try out this crazy new sport, and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a go.
And but then I just called up Dan straight away. In fact, I called him even when Charlie wasn't sure about doing it, because I just wanted to see what he'd say. And he invited us to go and have a go.
Of the Claylas.
Oh, I love the Claylas.
Chloe Skay.
Yeah.
Chloe found it on the internet. We were at the stables one day, I remember it vividly, and she'd found this video of horseboarding on YouTube, and she was like, Layla, look at this is amazing, we need to go and see it.
I got into it for a fellow mountain board friend, Aidan Beamish. He's mentioned it to me, the sport, and I jumped at the opportunity to go and ride at the Hampshire show, 2014 I think it was. And yeah, haven't looked back since.
2013, Bowood. That's when I first saw it, that's when I first heard about it.
Okay.
And I went, that's a good crack. I'll have a go at that.
Do you remember what year it was?
It was 2014,
Okay.
I think. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Facebook messaged Anita, and within about 2 hours I think Dan was messaging me saying, I hear you've got a nice flat field, can we come and do some training?
It was at Burley in 2015. That's when I first met you. Then I kind of came over and said hi, heard about it. I'd been practicing at home anyway, and then decided, you know what, why not compete as a boarder?
Ross's silly ideas. Silly thing to do.
I got loads of good ideas. One of them was coming to horseboarding.
I was just moping about, not really sure what to do, and needed a hobby. I sort of stopped playing basketball, and so
You're very sports minded then,
Yeah,
so this
yeah.
is right up your street.
Exactly.
What were you doing with your horse before?
I was doing nothing.
Because you don't board on the same team. Why is that?
It's just not the way it worked when we first started. Ollie was like, oh, I don't want to get injured. Oh, I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah, no, I'd just done my back, hadn't I? And I was like a little bit
And
awkward about what I was going to do. And then it was only the fact that I had a couple of goes on Teams board, and then I was just like, well, I need to do this now.
And Nat was going to have a girl board in training, but she did the Wall of Death motorbikes, and her dates clashed, so she couldn't take it forward. So she was pretty cool.
Yeah. So it all fell into place, really.
Yeah.
So Nat ended up with Ollie, and I had.
Available.
Yeah.
Worked out well for her, didn't it?
When we turned up and Dan didn't think we were having horses, we brought our horses all the way to Wolverhampton.
Yeah, he was surprised we bought horses.
Thought we're coming on their own.
Yeah.
I went to the tray stand and I was like, oh yeah, I'm quite interested in getting involved. I've got ex-racer. Then Tom came in and was like, oh, okay, all right.
I wasn't in the morning actually when he turned up, but when I got back with the horses, I pulled Bella off the lorry because I'd been out with Bella in the morning, and I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. And I gave it a go and really liked it, but kept Bella up for sale. And Dan kind of said, I like this horse, if you don't sell it, I'd be definitely interested in racing behind her.
Turned up at my centre, I used to teach at, and asked my coach who was mental enough to go behind a horse, and he pointed at me. And then they asked me if I was game for racing, which I was. I thought it would be really, really easy, and told them to put me behind a boo. And then, yeah, turned up at Fonmon, not really knowing what I was doing, riding behind ambush, and it was possibly the worst ground conditions, and knocked myself out and realised it wasn't that easy.
My first experience was going around the course, getting overexcited, cheering at the audience, and then forgetting to turn my board and crashing.
So that's my first amazing memory. We raced in the very first race of the very first comp. We raced the champion Daniel Fowler Prime.
Rohan.
And Rohan, who was an amazing horse, and we had Winston, and we raced him in a drag, 100-metre drag, and just beat him, but it was so quick. We both. Yeah, and then Winston then left the sport as a result.
It'd be Tame, my first ever event, and it was, the actual event was really good, but Bella just didn't like it at all. Like, I didn't know where I was going. Charlie, he did well, to be fair. I didn't know the course, and Bella was terrified of the flag.
What point did you realise you was hooked? From first competition pretty much, it was just a cool atmosphere.
Our first competition was Wales, where it was mud and wet, and everything we owned was brown with mud, and we, to be fair, it might have even been that event. We lost, we didn't finish a single run, but it was probably the people that made it for us then. Like, we were rubbish at the sport, and you know, but everyone pitched in and everyone helped each other.
Everybody together, I think. I think if we didn't have the social side of it, it would be more difficult to enjoy the racing, but if you didn't have the good racing, you wouldn't have the social side of it. So I think there's a really good mix of people and different characters, and in the racing everyone's racing against each other on a really cool wavelength, rather than it just be head on head, we're going to beat you. We've got that rivalry, but there's also the companionship in the borders and stuff. So
But very much in the mind of, oh, we'll just go to the couple of local ones when we first started. We'll just go to the local ones because we're in Cambridge, so you know, we had at the time quite a few near us with Woburn, Burley, Suffolk, Norfolk. You know, there was quite a few close by. We were just going to go to that.
Felt the speed you can get from a horse on a flat piece of ground, absolutely smashing it about, and not having to walk up any hills is a bonus. But yeah, just being able to, it's just wakeboarding on land.
When I first started competing last year with In It to Win It, probably 2 events in, I kind of got hooked on it and was like, this is really good fun.
And I think for me, it was more the 2006, end of the 2015, beginning of the 2016 season, when things changed at home, and then I kind of went, yeah, actually, no, this is something I want to do.
I was hooked and I just noticed how Indy just thoroughly enjoyed it, and I just got on with everybody, and everybody was so welcoming. Yeah, as soon as you get here, like, do you need a hand with anything, and like that, and I was like, this is just a lot better.
What's been your best memory?
I don't know, there's so many.
Oh yeah, highlight.
It's just
My
been
my
an
highlight
absolute blast,
was
hasn't it,
obviously Denmark, when Levi set off and the crowd went crazy. That was pretty awesome because
When we win,
Probably my wheel falling off.
Yeah.
You stand there.
Probably starting the team with Emily.
The ultimate highlight of my horseboarding experience has been Denmark. Being in that arena in Denmark was incredible. And Dan came on the commentary and the music came on and the crowd went wild when the horses came out and I had shivers down my spine.
I think because I've got so many memories, it's hard to pick out one. But I think it is definitely Ryan and Cookie finally getting a first place.
I'd still probably say Atters, because it was my first season. It was the first time I ever gone real quick behind a horse, and then now having a season with Pocket Rocket, having a full season to properly race and see how far we can get and sort of actually see where I'd get at the end of the season. I think that's probably a really cool thing for me at the moment.
There's a lot. I mean, the very first win for me was the scariest thing I'd ever done, and since then it's been Denmark. Like going to Denmark and seeing it in a big arena like that, and HBUK on the TV screen and the crowd. That's probably my two most outstanding moments.
Put a spanner in the works for me though, because I was going to say third place pony.
Winning the National Novice Champs with her when Dan was boarding behind me, you know, was amazing. And that first going through the curtains at Denmark, being the first person, feeling sick to my stomach because I didn't know how my horse was going to react, but the crowd reaction was just epic and amazing. So
Amazingly brave of you.
Yeah, and it was just those two things kind of stick out in my head really.
I don't know. I couldn't put a.
Winning at Denmark.
Yeah, that was excellent. But like Holland was awesome boarding for you, and there's just been so many times. Like the first time with Hammy when he came second, and that was just like. That was mental. With Jaffa as well, like when we've just turned up with his horses and just done really well straight away. There's been so many highlights.
I think Denmark was the best for me. It was just
Winning in Denmark.
I mean the winning helped, but I think just the whole process of getting to the event, we all know the story of that, and you know, it took a lot of, it just took everyone sticking together and working towards the final goal, which we pulled off perfectly, and yeah, it was just amazing, absolutely amazing.
You know, it's actually quite a hard one because every competition has a good memory to it.
How has horseboarding changed your life?
It's become our lives.
Yeah.
It's changed it completely.
Yeah.
We now have no holidays.
No.
We now have no money.
No.
But we're happier than ever.
Busier.
I'm busier than ever, yeah.
You know, and it becomes a big part of your life. You look forward to horseboarding, and it's sad when it comes to an end.
Oh, it's changed my life in many ways. Meeting people, travelling about the country all year, and just generally having a great laugh. It's like a little holiday away.
Kind of be more confident in the things I do.
Yeah, I'd say it's just sort of the experiences really, just getting to travel the UK, now getting to the point of travelling Europe, and then maybe one day travelling the world.
I don't have much holiday anymore. My boss hates the word horseboarding. Yeah, life's busier. It's hard when you work 45 hours a week in your normal job, and then you gotta go ride a horse as well, and then you gotta go and do all your other little bits that you do.
It's on life. I've met some really cool people through it. I've found a sport that I really love that I'm actually relatively good at. So yeah, it's been a positive change.
Massively. I mean, my life is so different now to what it was when I started. You know, I've now got 5 horses, not 2.
Training centre.
I've got a training centre. Frenemies, a horseboarding family that expands all the time, and you know it's great to sort of come along and get involved with everybody else and meet everybody. Kind of look forward to that. You know, go away and think, when's the next time I'm going to see this like crazy bunch of people? You know, you and I getting together, and that's changed my life massively. You know, now divorced.
It's changed a lot because I'm close to my brother now. Because I used to always argue with him, but now because we've got to work as a team, it's a lot more good for brother-sister relationship.
Yeah, same as Neat's really. It's a lot busier.
I use my annual leave a lot to come here and have time to recover from here, so I have less time doing other things. But other than that, apart from that, like it has changed it, because I've got like the most amazing group of friends that I would never have had if I hadn't have joined horseboarding, and they are friends for life.
I don't really get to go on holiday.
It's a repeat thing.
It's a bit of a theme.
This is our holiday.
Yeah.
Just getting enough time off really, and then having to apologise to everyone when they've got dinners, parties,
Yeah, that's the thing,
weddings,
isn't it? Yeah.
and coming here instead.
Yeah.
Met a lot of new crazy people, for sure. Good frenemies. It's, I don't know, I think it's opened up a lot of paths anyway. You know, we've been to so many places now. I never thought we'd go and compete horses in countries like Denmark and go on massive adventures with some really cool people.
But what do you think about when you hear the name Daniel Fowler Prime?
He's created a really, really good sport, which is very family-like and sociable. And even though we're really competitive, we're also cheer each other on and not funny about it. We're all friends. Yeah, that's sopme.
Yeah, obviously Dan's had a massive input into the sport. It wouldn't be where we are without what he's done, and the rest of the crew really. And it is exciting to see where we are going to go with it.
He's driven the sport. He's a founder. He's the founder of horseboarding. He's the one who kind of merged the two sports together, mountain boarding and the equine community. There's so much needed. And the mountain boarder couldn't have just grabbed hold of a horse and got on it. Dan's got a big background in the horse world and working with them in the stunt industry, so he knows them. And I feel real confident when I'm out there as a board rider, not knowing anything about horses, but there's a good body of people around to deal with the situation.
Massive, really. It's his sort of determination, and not, you know, the backroom staff as well. Obviously, you know, full credit to everyone else. But I mean, with Dan's vision with the whole thing and his dedication to it is what is pushing on. Because if you had someone who was like, oh, it's got to this point, because it's pretty big now, and like to a certain degree, that if they were like, oh, this is awesome, and just kind of sat back on their laurels a bit, but I don't think he does he? He's just like generally quite excited about the next step, the next step, the next step, until, you know, which is what's keeping us moving it really. Isn't it?
I mean, Dan he's obsessed with the sport like a lot of us are, and he's always pushed it forward every year. And him, Emery and Tom have done an amazing job. Really.
I think he's very professional about it all and knows that when there's ground rules or there's anything that needs changing, he's straight on it to change it if it needs to, all for the welfare of the horses, riders and boarders and ground crew, just to make sure everybody's okay, safe, and it's working as smooth as it can.
And it wouldn't be anywhere where it is without him.
Yeah, we've become very close and good friends with everybody here. And Dan is one of those guys, you know, that initially I had a few sort of troubles with him at the beginning, but when he stopped,
Who doesn't?
When he stopped boarding, I think people saw that other side to him, and also appreciated maybe more how much he does, and how much they all do, and a lot of people do to get the sport up where it is.
There are moments when it gets hard, but you know why, because it matters. The fact of the matter is Dan's got passion for every single team, and it just pulls you further, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally. That's what you need. I think there's a bit, you know, you need the passion with it, because otherwise, like I said, if you just get to a point where you go, oh, this is good enough, we're doing quite well here, but there's none of that, is there? It's just like, next stop the world.
I think you can see the passion that comes out of Dan with horseboarding, and it's incredible. And that is for the whole family really. That's the only reason that it is as big as it is, and it will continue to get bigger because that enthusiasm that they have to make it bigger is just incredible.
We wouldn't be anywhere that we are now without Dan.
There wouldn't be horseboarding without Dan, would there?
And even if there was, without his passion for it, we wouldn't have been to the places we've been. We wouldn't be having nearly as much fun.
No.
Yeah, and he's very good at supporting all the teams individually as well as together.
There is a memory I have of Dan that I'm not actually going to say on camera because it might be slightly embarrassing for him, and it's not actually as bad as it sounds.
I'll tell you what that wants to know.
Let's get it out then.
I don't really have a first memory of Dan, I don't think.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a stressed question, is there, in Dan's mind? It doesn't matter how, whether it's a high or a low. You know, Dan is just driven to go forward with the sport and to go bigger and better than the year before.
I'll race until my legs can take it no more, I think. You know, Ross is an old man and he's still doing it.
Where would we be without Daniel Fowler Prime? I don't want to make his head any bigger, but at the end of the day, where would we be without Dan? And it's not just Dan. I mean, there's a huge crew behind him now. We've got Ree and Tom and Layla and all these people that help him. But at the end of the day, the pin that holds the horseballing trailer together is Daniel Fowler Prime. And I think he's done an amazing job this year. Really, he's properly. I don't want to say stepped up because he was already there as such, but I mean. It's been a real kind of pleasure to actually ride with him this year. Not ride with him, but go on a season with him this year. So thank you very much, Dan. It's been good. Cheers.